Greetings, everyone. Please fasten your seatbelt and remain seated until we have landed. With the practice of ZEN, embracing the world. Let's do a review. Put your notes down, put your paper aside. I'll remind you the mudra and the mantra, okay? ZEN. Major extended. That's just for the 2-3 people who have not it by heart. Om Vajra Swaha. This world is a revelation of pure fact. There's the tangible, the formed, the identified. And it is to be addressed like a divine revelation nonetheless. Mantra. Om Vajramanaya Swaha. Base chakra. Om Vajramanaya Swaha. Om Vajramanaya Swaha. Breathe. Kyo. Your index extends, your major goes over. Put your little fingers inside. Don't hurt your fingers. My relationship with everything manifested. What I've discovered in ZEN for myself, the whole world is that, and I'm in contact, okay? The most virtuous behavior is what gives me power over this world. Make sure the tip of your index touch, doesn't matter. The tip of your index must touch. Index. Yeah, tip of index touch, major over. Thank you. It's just a review, it's okay. Om Ishanaya Yantraya Swaha. Om Ishanaya Yantraya Swaha. Om Ishanaya Yantraya Swaha. Feel your world.
Om Ishanaya Yantraya Swaha.
Feel your reality inside and outside.
Om Ishanaya Yantraya Swaha. Om Ishanaya Yantraya Swaha. Om Ishanaya Yantraya Swaha.
Breathe. Your pinky and ring finger go out. Your index and major go in. You become introspective. What was the form I had before birth? What form will I have after death? I am the formless. I have no form. I am not binded by identity or rules or image. I am the formless. So even now that you have a body, you are still formless. And in that feeling of the formless, your determination to vanquish every definition that limits you from staying formless. Om Jitarashi Yatrashi Varatna Swaha. 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 Breathe. Feel the formlessness. Your ring finger goes in and your index goes out. So as a result, your index tip is touching, your pinky is touching, your thumb is touching, the ring and major is inside. You are still the formless. Now you ride the form like a cavalier on his horse. Om Haya Vajramanandaya Swaha. Formless merging with form. Om Haya Vajramanandaya Swaha. 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 Breathe. Stay the formless. Acknowledge form. Stay the formless. Acknowledge and appreciate form, but you remain nonetheless formless. Immense. Bathing in consciousness. You are consciousness bathing the form. Kai. All fingers join equally, slightly outside the knuckle. Yeah, that's good. You recognize the formless embracing the form in all things, in the entire universe. Om Namah Samanta Vajranam Ham. 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 Breathe. All fingers go inside. Although the fingers are inside, it's not inside here. It's inside here. Inside everything. You contemplate that the formless in the form that you've done with Shahankai. Even physical manifested form is still formlessness, compacted. It's still malleable and flexible, and everything has the fluid properties of fire. Om Agnaya Yanmaya Swaha. 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 Breathe. And everything is malleable. Left hand index goes up. Right hand wraps around it. Thumb and index touch the tip. You're now conscious that everything that appears to be form is still fluid and malleable with the same properties of fire. It's radiant, it's flexible. It is only holding in place because it localized on a candle or localized on a fireplace, which is a defined manifested form. Otherwise, everything is still that fire. Nothing is hard. Nothing is limited. Nothing is identified. It is simply manifested. And in this immense world of moving dharma, karma, and prakti, potentials of all kinds, life happens. Just the flowing of events. Om Yota Hi Shandoga Jivatai Swaha. 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 Breathe. Hands in prayer to the third eye. Zai. You rest the mudra comfortably in front of you. The formless becomes form, and the form embraces the formless, merging into one. It is constantly manifesting. What the formless experiences as a soul, the form experiences as manifestation. It is the constant, uninterrupted flow of creation. Om Srija Ivartaya Swaha. Om Srija Ivartaya Swaha. Om Sri Jai Bharataya 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 Swaha. Breathe, relax, and let go of the mudra. You did your review yesterday, yes? Did you? It was nice. Well, a few minutes of each. Keep you in the mood of it, keep you in the bath of that consciousness. We reach a point in evolution where revelations are not about more information. It's not gaining more perspective, more points of view. It will happen still once in a rare while. You will reach a point where you're not aiming at gaining information. You got so much that you're aiming at become rich in it. So there will be a point in your practice that so much will be revealed about the nature of the universe, of your identity, of your absence of identity, of your existence, of your non-existence, of the paradoxical state of being. You'll realize so much what is the truth of existence, how you are, what you are made of. And you'll finally know. And although you will get more revelations, new information about the nature of the universe will be entertaining. But what matters at this point, when you're really into the feeling of what is the truth, is to simply nourish that true feeling. And that is when our practice becomes boring. Because for a long time, so many revelations came to mind, and we were learning so much. When every practice of a siddhi or a kuji-in or every integration was bringing new light to how it works. And one thing that we enjoy as an ego is understanding the mechanics. There might be denial, but there's certainly an excitement, a curiosity to discover how everything works. And the ego enjoys evolution. He's afraid of what could hurt, but the ego does enjoy evolution. Sometimes the ego tries to hinder evolution, but just because he's afraid of what's going to happen, he's afraid to disappear. Otherwise, the ego wants to discover. And when the discoveries slow down, it becomes boring. And you do your practice and you're bored. Because you're attached to discovery. Revelation is discovery for a while. Then revelation is enrichment, empowerment. It is simple. So I'm telling you about the virtue of simplicity. Would you write the mantra Om Arapachanadi? So in many other angles of kuji-in classes, I teach Om Arapachanadi is the unaffected, the unhurt, the unwounded. Okay? The one experience where the world does not trouble you. And of course, it's an objective to achieve. Okay? Rapa means not wounded or bruised. Okay? So it's another way of saying unaffected. There's the achala, that things do not move you, the unmoved. The rapa is the untroubled, the one that is not troubled, wounded, bruised, hurt. Yet not. Chana means and yet not that. So you're not hurt even though you appear to be hurt. You're not troubled even though you appear in the tangible world to be troubled. Okay? D is the ointment. D is that this consciousness flows into you to the point that it oints you like an oil put on the head and you feel it drip and cover you. Okay? And in meditation sometimes you have the ointment feeling. It will happen once in a while. Once you have it once, it usually lasts for a long time, and you wonder, why don't I feel this all the time? Because the petals that opened in your crown chakra, the nerve endings on the skin and inside the brain at this level that opened up, that gave you the feeling of the ointment, they're still open, and you just got used to the feeling. It's still there. When you have another ointment feeling at one point, it's just because more opened, more emancipated, to an extent that you actually felt it. But they rarely close. If you continue on your path and stay virtuous, they just don't close, and you get used to the feeling, and that's it. It's still there. Okay? So an experience that you will have only a few rare times in the form, the ointment experience. Okay? So in many other classes I spoke of non-drama or the idea that you decide to not be affected. Now I'm going to speak of simplicity and understand in the dynamics of this course of kuji-in, you are the formless, your formlessness. How could the formless be affected by form? Except once it embraced it, and the form has embraced the formlessness, then you are one. And more than tell you to try for the end of drama, this is what I give you. In integration class, I say Omara Pachanadi is to end drama. Now I encourage you to contemplate simplicity. What is simplicity? Even if you appear to be affected, you're not affected. When the form is bruised, the truth is not. When your identity is bruised, the truth is not. When your personality traits are challenged, the truth is not challenged. Truth is a feeling. It's that experience of the formlessness in the form. A paradoxal state that once nourished will not be as exciting as most other revelations, will not stimulate your curiosity. You're the formless. You have a form. You just accept it. Like the Jivatai previously, you just accept it. It's like that. So it is the summit of this kuji-in seminar, the practice of Zen. Simplicity. Simplicity starts with a choice. Simplicity is a state of being, but it happens because of a choice. A choice to not embark on a crusade. Once you want to blame someone or to avenge your ego. Do not embark on a crusade. You see the forces inside your human rise that would revolt against something. Do not embark on a crusade. Simplicity. When you see an integration is coming, there is no choice. It happened and your human is stuck in that pattern. The wound feels real, therefore it is for the duration that it is. Stay simple. Do your work. Progress. Emotional integration. Stay simple. Even in your integration, stay simple. Avoid the theatrical displays. If you need to cry, you cry, but you don't start to shout like crazy to get as much attention as you can out of it. If you're angry, you're angry. Accept it. If it needs to come out one way, find a peaceful way. Be creative. You'll reach a point where it's just a breath. Until then, accept where you are, but be simple. Make a choice to be simple. I will simply go deal with it. Simplicity. So So in the scope of this interpretation, we will say that the virtue of simplicity is to stop believing that the form has power over the formless. This is the greatest illusion you're stuck in. To believe that the form has such power over the formless. The ointment is when the formless embraces the form fully. It becomes rich. It's not just the top of your head, it's all that you feel you can be. And eventually the ointment is not limited to you, it overflows to everything that you are concerned with, your swaloka. Simple. Omarapachanadi. It is a mantra that explains, in the scope of this seminar, that the human left hand, in its form, fingers closed, thumb over it, is resting on the formless. And the tips of the thumb touch. What is the symbol of the tips of the thumb touching? It's the thumb of grounding and the thumb of vacuity are together. The joining of the paradoxal formlessness and form. But the form is resting on the formless, and not the other way around. The soul is not relying on the body to incarnate. It is the body relying on the soul to be conscious. That is the mystery of the mudra. Okay? And you make the mudra very comfortable. It is now my form, my human, my identity, my feelings, my thoughts, my life force that is counting on the soul. My soul does not depend on me anymore to evolve. It is me who depends on my soul to exist, to be conscious. Omarapachanadi. Even as I feel affected, I am not affected because I am ointed, the formless and the form together. Omarapachanadi. 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 Simplicity. Omarapachanadi. Trust evolution. Omarapachanadi. 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 Om Marapachanadi. Marapachanadi. Breathe deeply. Continue your contemplation of simplicity. The formless embracing the form, and the form embracing the formless. The unidentified soul accepting your identity, and your identity dissolving the vacuity of the formlessness. Your human is flexible, your form is malleable. This world made with the same properties as fire. And it is this world that embraces the formlessness of all things, as the formlessness becomes conscious of all manifestation. In simplicity. Om Marapachanadi. Accept transcendence, don't fight it. Om Marapachanadi. Marapachanadi. Om Marapachanadi. Simplicity. Soft and simple. Deep breath, everyone. Simplicity. Om Marapachanadi. Formless and the form, fused, united, gentle and powerful. Om Marapachanadi. Simplicity. Om Marapachanadi. Om Marapachanadi. Om Marapachanadi. Deep breath. Good enough? Simple? Soft? For most of you it was soft. Yes?
How come you don't do a poll with that one?
Because it's simple. In any other approach where I teach the poles, and we reach a point after maybe 10 minutes that I was going to say, okay, now we're going to bring the ointment in. You know, I was going to say, now you're going to just over 7 to 9 recitation, let the formless embrace the form, and the form embrace the formless in simplicity, in agreement. But you were partially transcendental and you were getting a rich experience, and I decided I'm not disturbing this. I'm not changing anything you're going through. You were living something that left arapa, left unhindered, was perfect. It was good like that. But yes, in the ritual, we do it. We do bring the ointment into this world. It's after you've seen it, you've agreed with it, you know that you're molding this world all the time. It's just going to sit there anyway and just relax and enjoy peacefully, you know. Simplicity, very important virtue. It's not a behavior, it's a state of being. It affects your behavior. But simplicity is something you feel. It's in the same area as peace. Okay. Another interpretation of Arapachanadi is, I am not bored even if I feel like it. Okay. With maturity, you discover it's not boredom, it's peace. Okay. So just resist simplicity when you're bored. Yes? Yeah. Congratulations, you went through the course unhindered. The advertising of this seminar suggested I would teach kuji-kiri and majutsu, because there's no way I could have verbalized what we went through this week in a way that you would understand. If I had put words, some of you would not have been affected in the same way. You know, it was exciting. There was no lie. I've taught you how malleable you are. And I brought you to live the states of being in such a supernatural way that you can now do efficient kuji-kiri and majutsu. And all that is left to learn is technicalities on how to apply it, to follow traditions if you want to. I know some of you are here just because it's a seminar of the Mahajriya, and you knew I was going to speak like half of the time at least. Because I like to talk. We have an event like this, you know, when every master gives their teaching, but, you know, I like to talk. I was pretty present in this one, was I? The nature of this wisdom is something that I believe I was the only one qualified to bring it. Although my other advanced masters, those I trained, do experience something similar or even higher than what we learned. It's about their pedagogical skills, their ability to bring these kind of experience, to lead people to live that. It's a puzzle every time. can't just learn the words to say. It's what to say in function of how you feel, and modulate the group and bring you somewhere. It's on the spot. You can't learn that by heart. That's another reason why the videos on YouTube or any other media are efficient, but less efficient than in person. Because in person, I gave exactly what you were ready to get according to the general feeling that was modulated in this instant. And you got the most of it, of course, because of the immediate presence of the energy, the environment, the synergy of the people, and the context of the class. All of you were sharing about it. I mean, there was, and your mindset was in some way. So I thought that. Then you're in another mindset, and you watch the YouTube series every evening after a day of work. I mean, it's a different way of experiencing it. It's a different context, you know? So it's normal. But still, it's very useful to have the wisdom on video, because it will lead you to great realizations, similar to what you had in person. It will bring you there if you practice, if you take time and you practice. But understanding intellectually every single phrase that I did could be a challenge. Some of them just made no sense to the mind. Few. And the application of the wisdom is what will really bring you the most powerful realizations. You were initiated into the Tao, the formlessness and the form. You were initiated. It was initiation with the Master. Now you apply it. You practice, you study, you integrate, you meditate, you do whatever you want. You pick the approach you prefer. You practice with bending your fingers and saying mantras at home or in group. You'll get it. You'll be able to permanently exist in that state eventually. It's a hard task. I'm not constantly absorbed in the Tao feeling, in the formlessness and the form. I'm just very often in it. Most of the time. If I play a video game, sometimes I drop out of it. It happens, sometimes. If I'm really excited about the music I'm creating, my concentration is so much on the form that I temporarily lose sight of the soul's feeling. And then, after a day's work, I don't even have to meditate or chant a mantra. It's just all the immensity of consciousness that I've grasped is there. I learned recently that one of my friends is going to die eventually. Like, soon. Months. I was affected, but not a single time during that mourning process did I not feel with God or one with the whole. Unity did not leave. That's something that you try to build. That feeling of unity is rich enough that it doesn't leave, regardless of what we're doing. When I play Battlefield, and you know, some people are more aggressive and intense, you know, and when you get a superb shot at someone and you kill them, you go, yeah, that was a hard one. I rarely celebrate for the shot I do. I actually laugh when it was just random and stupid. You're like, there's a bush, there might be someone, paf! Oh, there was actually someone. You know? And I had a bonus for headshot, for example. But it's just feelings like that. But when someone does that to my character in game, I start to laugh happy at the great shot that just happened, and I live his experience. I'm not disappointed I am dead. I live his joy, or is like, yeah, is competitive feeling, and I'm cool with that. I'm so happy I gave them that point. I'm so happy I contributed to his enjoying of the game, you know. So that's pretty cool. So it's this kind of sense of unity that it's in all things. And we really try to not share people's walk in hell. It's not yours. But you will at some point be affected by other people's walk in hell and still be firm, still be virtuous, and burn what you can if it concerns you and not deprive them of their lessons. Never try to save someone from their walk in hell. It's their lesson. You steal a lesson, you steal their chance to power and greatness. Don't do that. Trust evolution. If they don't need to carry a weight, help them carry it. That.
We'll be happy that you share your point of view about the mask of the ego of the Savior, because I recently observed that there is a lot of nice things in the Savior about the light, about charity, for example, all what is virtuous in what we perceive as the Savior.
Okay, the Savior.
And what is the black thing about that?
The Savior is denial.
Denial.
Yes, this is hammering down someone to rejoice of not being in their shorts. The Savior is like, it's an attempt at kindness, so it's not wrong. If you can't help someone out of compassion, help them out of being a Savior. At least the result is you have been charitable regardless if you want it or not. Okay? Nonetheless, the Savior is bullshit in the sense that it's a denial. You so much want to be the one not suffering that you find a way to declare yourself as not the victim. It's just a denial of your own stuff. It's you play the Savior when you really don't want to feel your own shit. When you don't want to go on your path. It's a denial. Yeah. No, I'm not living this. It's the Savior is a superiority trip. It's not a power trip. Feel greater by comparing. Savior, victim, and persecutor is comparison and competition. I hate you. Now you're the one suffering. So I'm greater than you are because you're suffering and I'm not. It's a pretension because everyone's suffering in that triangle. Cool?
Thank you.
Good. So, contextual question. Doesn't look like it, but Omara Pachanadi is understanding that triangle of Savior, victim, persecutor. Simplicity is not playing that role, any of them. Okay. I've explained it earlier in a different way, but it means that. So his question was contextual. Thank you. Get it? Breathe. A Savior is not simplicity. A victim is not simplicity. A persecutor is not simplicity. Compassion is simplicity. If you're very demonstrative in your compassion, it's not simplicity. In my choices in life, I am simple. In my behavior, I am simple. In class, I am theatrical. My compassion doesn't seem simple. It's more like exuberant. I teach. I'm theatrical because when you get into the mood of it, your ego participates to the Dharma, and then bam! The emotions enveloping the Dharma facilitates the delivery. So it's cool. It's an expedient means. Okay? So I practice that. However, in my life, I'm not theatrical like that. To have fun, yes, I would be. Then, simple. When the joke's over, joke's over. When the class is over, class is over. I say this again just to inspire you to become the same. Not like me, but like you can become in your discovery of simplicity. Okay? Not training little Mahas. No. I'm giving you toolboxes and you build your own you. Actually, you destroy it gently with compassion, so you become self. Very good. Let's have a break.